Well, I just have to react to this BS. Oh, remember the time and all the Raider fans were saying draft Shedeur Sanders #1 overall. The #1 quarterback overall. That is what they were saying. This is before the Raiders won a couple games against teams that were worse than them. That he was so great. The Colorado Buffaloes, or whatever they call themselves, if you look at their record, they didn't play against any ranked teams. Any ranked teams at all. And the competition in college is, you can be a significant junior or senior, sometimes multiple year senior, going up against teenagers. It's all over the place. And in the past, like, I don't know how many years now, the players all move around. It's like, I don't know, it's like football, I guess. I mean, even more, maybe more like baseball. I don't know. They get traded. I mean, they transfer to other schools. Makes no sense. I don't think that's the way it always was. I don't remember hearing about that years ago. But Shedeur Sanders, #1 quarterback before the Raiders started winning. They only won a couple games, and they dropped significantly. And it was, I remember people were predicting, oh, it's lining up. Because remember, the Raiders were behind. They were picking, like, I don't know, somewhere on the top 10. And the teams in front of them were the way the schedule worked out. You could see what was going to happen. And then the Raiders had to win a couple games. Let's say the Raiders didn't win those games. Let's say they picked #1 overall. What would they have done #1 overall? They picked Shedeur Sanders? They wouldn't have picked that schmuck from Miami, would they? Are people seeing what I'm seeing on film? These guys really aren't that good. Even the one last year. The one, what was his name? Whatever, the one that went to the Redskins. These guys, these quarterbacks that are coming out are being... It's like affirmative action of some sort, but it's the whole rule books have changed just to assist those skinny ass fucking, what are they, soccer players? There's so many of these going around right now. Pretty soon people gonna learn how you stop these ones and run around and stuff, twist their ankles, hit them in the knees a couple times. And it just takes him out of the whole picture. And he's not that person anyway. He's not even a quarterback like that, Shedeur Sanders. That's not why he hasn't been drafted yet. Look at his goddamn grill. Look at this medallion around his neck. Why are all the football players dressed up like pimps? I mean, these college players, they're all pimps. The reason he didn't get drafted because he is a cancer, as I said a long time ago. It's his attitude. He does not have any sort of fight to succeed. You might think he does. It's all pretentiousness. Just like his father. His father played soft. His father, never forget, his father was a soft player. Anytime you wanted to beat Dion, the peon Sanders, you ran right at him. He could not tackle running backs. So who would the Raiders have drafted? Would they draft Henry? I mean, not Henry. What's his name? Hunter. Yeah, Hunter or whatever his name is. Would they have drafted him? If they got number 1 overall, would they trade it down several times? You see what, right before the Raiders traded down a couple times, you see what other teams were doing. Now, I'm sure there's many Raider fans who are like, why are they trading down so much? They're going to be trading out of the draft. Well, yeah, there is possibility of that, but unlike some other Raider channels who think the Raiders are good, they think they have a great roster. I mean, they thought they had a great roster last year, and then after a couple of free agent signings, they think it's a great roster this year. I don't think so. The Raiders roster got worse. They lost significant players. Significant. And another thing, the Raiders were going to the year before they were going to get a certain offensive coordinator to come in to become the head coach, and or they were going to get the offensive coordinator, and then this year they were going to get the offensive coordinator from Detroit to come in, and Brady talked to him. Oh, he's got the inside connections, and all that guy did was, touch base so his agent could bump up the price, bump up his contract. That's all that was. Then who the Raiders, and they were gonna get what's his name, the quarterback from the Rams, a former number 1 overall. One of the last times the Raiders did that, I mean, when they traded for someone, not when they drafted someone number 1 overall. When they did that, it worked out pretty well. 2 Super Bowls in a couple of years. So he felt out the market, and his wife was projecting all this crap. Can't even remember his name right now. And then, we'll go and find some other quarterback. Oh, Geno Smith, he's great. Since fucking when is Geno Smith great? Show me what you're seeing. Geno Smith, when the Raiders played the Jets, that's like during a span of like 10 years, where the Raiders hardly won any games. That was one of the games the Raiders were expected to win by Raider fans' standards, because they were playing a sucky quarterback. He is a sucky quarterback. And so the Raiders drafted Genti, and that is draft for need, and is not the greatest value at that position in the draft, and for the position. But the only way he succeeds is if the quarterback can threaten the defense. Does Geno Smith threaten the defense, or does he run away from the problems? Think about that. I don't remember Geno Smith being some great quarterback. Where do people get this idea? I'm pretty sure Seattle was put together pretty well, and they played in a weak division. That helped them a lot. Now they're playing in a much more competitive division. The Raiders are going to suck with Geno Smith. One can only hope that he just doesn't play. Whatever the reason comes about, that he just can't start. That would be the best case scenario for the Raiders. Unless you want to lose out. Remember, this is revenue sharing. The Raiders play around with the same money everyone else plays around with. They can that they can waste money on a stupid, overpaid quarterback like Geno Smith. He's not worth $10 million. It's not like a better quarterback than Minshew. You realize that, right? He's not Matthew Stafford. He does not have an arm like that. He's not Goff. He does not have an arm like Goff. Who do you think he is? Who do you think any of these people are? Raider fans were wrong before by listening to all these people who make these videos on YouTube and they do not give it to you straight. They lie to you. They feed you sugar so you feel good about yourself. Good. How do you feel right now? Because I know a lot of you were suckered into this idea of Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward. There was other ones that were later mentioned, like Jackson Dart and Howard could still even come about. Yeah, they're going to trade Aiden O'Connell tonight, for a fifth round pick. Because I don't know what the ultimate plan was. You could see what the plan was last year. I mean, PS or whatever. It's just the idea of keeping him. It was done on purpose. The owner knew what he was doing. He was using him. If you don't think that, you're just dreaming. He was using him. He knew he would lose a lot. He could not manage a game. Does Pete Carroll manage a game better? To a degree. Have you seen Pete Carroll manage before the Seattle Sea Monkeys? Before that era? Did you see him manage games? They weren't too good. They weren't too good. And they sucked. But I'm telling you, Gente will not do well with a quarterback who doesn't threaten a defense. All he can do is run away. He runs around, dumps the ball off. We're not talking about an elite quarterback. You got to get that out of your head. But Shedeur Sanders, what happened with that? I thought he was going to be the best. It's now the 4th round. He hasn't been drafted yet. Someone pranked him and said, you're going to have to wait a little longer. You still want Shedeur Sanders? The professionals don't, because they know he's cancer. They know he's rotten. They know he will destroy an entire locker room. That is why he's not drafted. And also, he's not good. He's really not good. Most of these quarterbacks aren't good. When you look at them, they do not have talented arms at all. They're just these fluff. It's all facade. And everyone buys into it because, like I said, all these YouTube channels that make it out that every single player the Raiders draft is the greatest player ever. I don't think so. Welcome to reality. Any player they drafted today might not work out. There's a good chance none of them will. You might think they're working out to a certain degree, but if you think the Raiders are just swinging like home runs right now, you're just out of your mind. The Raiders have a bad roster. Bad roster across the board. You need to wake up to that fact.